My name's Melton, and I have been attending here at Elevate Life since 2012. I have been working here on staff in facilities for just over 3.5 years. I have a beautiful wife that we've been together just over 6 years, and a son that's about to turn 2. Before I came here, I was previously married, and we had been together like high school sweethearts, if you will. We, in a sense, kind of, I guess, had grown apart, and in that, she left me for someone else, and so we ended up getting a divorce. It made me feel empty. It made me feel like I had lost something, and something was being pulled away from me, and I had no control over it. It didn't matter what I did. It was just unfolding before me. The day after Christmas, she packed her things and she left me for this other guy. So I go into work the next day, and while I'm at work, they call me into a meeting, sat down, and basically they're demoting me and telling me I'm not gonna get a paycheck for the end of the month. This is Christmas, this is New Year's, and everything that had happened, and it's like, okay, y'all knew I was going through some things, and like, again, losing control of like, I'm gonna come back, it's gonna be, and it's like, no, you're not. I went into my office, and honestly, I like started putting things in a box, and I was like, I'm gonna go home and pack my things. I wrote a letter saying that I was sorry. I called my mom and asked her to come pick me up. In my mind, and after writing that letter, I was so out of control. The only thing I knew was to end it. And so I was gonna end my life. Some time had passed, and I came to find out that when I got off my phone with my mother, she knew something wasn't right. And so she went into her bedroom and kneeled down at her bed and started praying. It ignited something. I didn't know what it was yet. I started reaching for different things, trying to fill the hole, fill the gap, and my aunt at the time reached out to me and invited me to come to church. And it wasn't that she just asked me to come to church, she said, I need you to come to church. I came to the 9 a.m. service, sat like the very first section, like let's just sit right way back in the back. The pastor, it's like he was speaking to me directly.
But can I tell you something? God works all things together for his good, and he got you here. So guess what? Regardless of what they did, they said, or they thought, that's what God thinks. Come on, that's what God thinks.
The message just moved, and so by the end of it, I was bawling, and they said, hey, if you want to come down front. And my aunt looked over at me and was like, if I go down there with you, will you go? And of course, it was just like more waterfalls, and I was like, yes. We went down there. I was like, okay, this is my chance to start over, refresh, and this is gonna be a new me. We left that day. I got home. First thing, like, I don't know, was just on my heart. It's like, okay, I need to call my parents. I just had a lot of anger and stuff built up, and so I reached out to them, and I called my mom, and I told my mom, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how this works, but I want you to know that I forgive you, and I just ask that you can forgive me. And it was a tough conversation. There was a lot of crying and like talking, and the other call was calling my dad. We hadn't talked in like so long, and when I called him, I started the same thing. Hey, I don't know exactly how to do this, but I want you to know that I forgive you, and I just ask that you can forgive me. I would say that was the tougher part to swallow, by me taking that initiative, what I learned here in that service of like forgiveness, and taking that and applying it. It's transformed like who I am today, and it's made a change in my faith, which is something I personally feel like I couldn't have done if God hadn't brought me to where I was at. So as low as I was, God's raised me up and my family up to like a level like I could never even probably imagine. Since coming here and being a part of it, like I'm so grateful and thankful for for Elevate Life, for Pastor Keith, the pastors, the people that serve here. It doesn't mean that we're all perfect, but it means that we're all striving to go the same direction. It's blessed me with a beautiful, handsome son, a beautiful wife. The job and the relationships that I've made here have been long lasting, to where like I've got guys that'll hang out, and like when I am low or I am experiencing something, I've got someone that can help me navigate and walk through that because they're there for me. And so I'm just so grateful for being here and for those around me and those involved in my life. It would be safe to say that I'm definitely a different person today than who I used to be.